Are you part of a data science team and want to get started with Oracle machine learning and load some data into a notebook? I'll show you two ways to do it. My name is Nicholas Casado. I'm a cloud engineer at Oracle. SQL Developer is a popular way of interacting with Oracle Autonomous Database. Let's create a database connection and load the file. Click the green cross at the top and we can open up the connection. Here we can specify the connection name, authentication type, such as admin, password, as well as the connection type. Traditionally, the Cloud Wallet is the easiest way because it specifies all of the host name, port number, and service identifier all within a zip file, which can be downloaded from the ADB connections page in the console. Let's skip ahead to where the database is already connected. And then let's load some data. On the left-hand side, we have a tree of our directories. Let's take a look at it by expanding using the plus sign next to the name of the connection. And here we can right-click tables, but since we are using OML user, Oracle Machine Learning users, which is a different schema than that of the admin schema, let's scroll down to the other users, and here we can open up OML user. And then we right-click tables and then click import. And then let's browse for a local file and then import it. Import both cloud and local. Cloud storage is a great way of hosting. I'll show you that in the second part. We also have our file here, so let's be able to upload that and make sure that the preview matches what you expect. We can modify or the header if necessary, but most often it's not necessary, so we can just click next, validating that. And then notice we have to specify the import method, the table name here. We're going to name it customer. We want a normal insert with unlimited rows, so let's click next. And here we can specify which columns are being imported. And since all the columns we want to import are on the right, then we're good to click next. And here we can ensure that the column names are correctly mapped to the correct data type and precision. If there are any spaces in the column name, then it will not be accepted. You can validate this at the bottom and then click next and finish the import. You can take as much time as the data size, so feel free to run in the background and grab a cup of coffee or tea. And here's our data set loaded into our OML schema. Now let's try the second method for data loading using Cloud Storage and PL SQL. Let's navigate to the storage buckets and click Create Bucket. Here you can give it a name and specify the storage tier, either standard or archival, which is cheaper but a slower access. We're actively using this data, so let's keep it as standard, along with all of the other configurations such as encryption, where Oracle allows you to bring your own keys. Traditionally, you can log resources or tags. Since I already have a bucket created in time, I'm just going to quickly jump to it. Here's our test bucket. Let's click the upload button and drag and drop a file such as a CSV into the bucket. As you can see here, I already have one loaded, so let's just run some PL SQL to get that file inserted into the database. But quickly, let's first grab a PAR URL, which is a pre-authenticated URL. We can specify the expiration date, or for the bucket, here's our link, and we're going to grab that and save that into our clipboard. Now navigate to our SQL actions. So back to our ADB and then click on SQL Worksheet. And then here we can go directly using SQL or using database actions. I'm just going to hop right to it using the SQL link. And here I've created a simple PL SQL create.credential script that uses three main parameters: a name for your credential, the OCID for the user, which can be found under your profile, which I'm going to show you right here, and then the password, which is the auth token. And I'll show you that right below the OCID. So there's the OCID, copy that. And then down here, we're going to generate an auth token. Give it a name, click generate, and you're good. I already have one, so I'm just going to load that into the PL SQL. And then after you run it, you should get it completed successfully. And then here we have our create.external table. And this is going to use that PAR URL that we grabbed earlier. And we're going to fill that in with all of the other essentials, table name, credential list. I'm going to show you how to get the DDL. So we're going to navigate back to our SQL Developer and just go to the quick DDL for the table that we upload in the last section. This is in case they haven't provided you the DDL when you upload this method. So there it is. It's generated on the screen. So copy this and save it into our new PL SQL block. We're going to go back to our worksheet. I'm going to update this. All right, now that looks good. Now let's just update our name and our credential. We're going to use the credential that we just used, create in that last PL SQL block. And then let's give our table a name. I'm just going to upload this into admin schema because we already uploaded one to the OML user schema. There we are. If I run that, that should show up. There we go. And then refresh the table names. There it is. Let's validate that it has all the columns that we specified. There we go. All right. So now let's go to our Oracle Machine Learning Notebook and validate that we have it up and running. All right. So I'm just going to sign in as the OML user. And here we are. I've got a notebook already created, but here's how you would navigate to it. Go to Notebooks, and then I'm going to write a SQL script. Just a simple select statement for our customer table that's in our OML user schema. Select star from customer, and then click the Run button. Here we are. We have our table loaded. We can access our data. This is really simple. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something useful.